What's going on, guys? Danny Detours here, and I just wanted to do a quick video just to bring up some awareness on the medical industry, the education industry, and the way that the world is run. And basically, guys, everything is basically built upon lies and a scam. You know, because you've only got to look at the medical industry, you know, and literally out of all of the years of there being these establishments that run this supposedly medicine, they've never once cured, like they've never once found like a cure for cancer, and that makes you think, why is that, you know? So you already know there instantly that they're telling lies, because obviously what they do is, I'll give you an example, right? Say if someone's addicted to heroin, right? Instead of like getting them, putting them in a room, sitting them down and say, okay then, well why do you take it? What, you know, like dealing with trauma, giving them like therapy, or, you know, just giving them better alternatives in order for them to heal. But instead, no, they say, no, what we'll do, we'll give you more drugs, we'll give you some methadone, which will make you want to crave and want more drugs in the end anyway, which is majority of what people do anyway. You know, they take that. So that's just one example, guys, you know, and, you know, literally, you know, it's endless money printing with, you know, the financial systems, and that isn't going to get any better. Because what that does, that puts money into the hands of the rich who hold assets, but the people at the bottom, the working class, they're the ones that have to foot the bill. Because what does that do in turn? That puts up inflation, because they are inflating money and putting more money into the economy, which is basically making your shopping or your goods or house prices go up, but wages don't go up. So yeah, it's just, but I think a lot of people now, they're starting to wake up to this, aren't they? And they're starting to realise that everything is a lie and a scam, you know. I've got to look at the education system as well, which was bought in the early 1900s by the Rockefellers. Why was that? Because A.J. Rockefeller stated that he wanted workers, not thinkers. Because when you are a worker, you've got to look at it like this, guys, right? Oh, look who's here this morning. We've got Mr. Heron. Mr. Heron's here, guys. Looking for his breakfast. He's not bothered, this Heron. Really ain't bothered, look, right next to it. Not bothered this morning, are you, mate? Look. That's the, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, got a bit sidetracked by the Heron there, and they represent patients as well. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, when A.J. Rockefeller bought the rights to the education system, which basically enables him, or the family, to dictate what gets taught and what gets learned. So they control the narrative, guys. You know, and this goes with everything, like the pharmaceutical companies, they literally own everything. So they don't have our best interests at heart. And I know a lot of people don't know this, you know, so I'm just getting it out there, just letting people wake up and become aware. Because you've got to look at it like this, right, yeah. And I'll give you an example. They can lie about history, because how do we even know whether history is either real or whether it's not? Because you've got to look at 9/11. We all know what happened with 9/11. But what are they going to be teaching our children or our grandchildren at school and stating what actually happened? They'll probably say it was Al-Qaeda or whoever, when we know it wasn't, who blew up the trade centres. But we're not going to go too much into that. But I'm using that as an example. So I used to say that any of our history is real, or it's the truth, because it's not. Because they lied about so many different things. They don't teach us or tell us about sound frequencies or healing frequencies. They don't tell us that like everything in nature is there to enable us through herbs, medicine, You know, they tell you to go to a doctor's to get a tablet which will fix it, when really, in turn, it doesn't. So, you know what I mean? Like, I literally, the beginning of this year, a lot of these things started to they just come to me, you know, like downloads or however you want to look at it. And I started looking down these avenues, and it made me start realising and thinking that this entire system, matrix, whatever you want to call it, is built upon lies. But people are starting to wake up now, and we've got the Schumann Earth's today and tomorrow as well. Earth's frequencies are vibrating on a high level, so if anyone's got ringing in the ears, that's your signal. People are waking up, people are starting to realise, because we've been dumbed down. We've been dumbed down and told that, you know, we're just this insignificant specks of dust, and the universe is massive, and, you know, when really it's quite the opposite. You are the universe, for the universe exists in you through your 7 chakras, which represent what? Each planet. So you have 7 chakras, and there's 7 planets, with the Earth, Moon, Sun, Venus, Mercury, you know, and Saturn being your root chakra. So literally, and Saturn literally is the controller of matter and time. So just and it's funny how, like, these elites, you worship it because they want you stuck in a system which is controlled by what? Time and matter. But listen, we're going pretty deep here, guys, but just wanted to get a quick video out this morning, just to put some awareness out there on how the veil is starting to thin now, and people are starting to wake up and realise that the entire system, and I mean everything, is built upon lies, and it's all done to control you. Because the way you've got to look at it is, they just wrap slavery up in a pretty little parcel. Because think about it like this, guys, right? Yeah, in Roman times, what did they do? They give you food, shelter and water in return for you working what, all day, 6 days a week, which most people are doing now. But what do they do now? They pay you a wage, which in turn enables you to buy only what? Food, shelter and water. We're still slaves, but you don't have to be. You can choose. You can choose to come outside of the system. You can choose self-sovereignty, and you can choose your own path through your own consciousness and looking inwards and understanding, knowing why you was put on this earth. You wasn't put on this earth to follow a job or follow a narrative or make someone else money. You was put here to stand out in your unique, authentic nature. But I think we're going to leave it at that anyway, guys. Just wanted to get a quick one out to start with Paddy and Willow on the park. Thank you so much to everyone who has liked, commented and subscribed to the channel. We're doing really well now. We're on like 280, something like that. But yeah, from me, Danny Detours, Paddy and Willow, hope you have a fantastic day. Love you loads. Peace.